guys, welcome back to Magic TV. It is the run-up to the Blackpool Magic Convention. It's everyone's favorite time of the year, the world's largest magic convention. And I've got a bunch of videos coming up letting people know what they're going to see in one of the most exciting parts of Blackpool, which is the dealer hall. And today I'm talking to one of my favorite magic shops. They are incredible. I'm speaking to Magic Box and specifically Graeme Shaw from Magic Box. He's going to spill the beans on everything that's happening at Blackpool with Magic Box. Graeme, how you doing, mate? You excited?
I'm very excited. It's Magic Box in the world of illusion. I'm going to nick that, I think, for our intro.
I think you should. I think you should have it playing on the TV screen at the back.
The world of illusion.
Over and over again.
It's world of illusion. I'm sick of seeing you, man. Can I just say I'm totally sick of seeing you? Like, you're on everything. Every time I go up, my YouTube feed is full of you. Every time I go on a Murphy's thing, there's a video of you demonstrating something. Then I go on a tutorial for something which isn't even your trick. And then there's you explaining how the trick. Sick of seeing you. How are you on everything?
Now you sound like my wife.
Well, yeah, I don't want to see you that much. But man, you're on everything. But no, Blackpool coming up, exciting, isn't it? Very exciting stuff.
Isn't it great? And last year, you were there last year, obviously, the first year back after COVID. Everybody was a little bit unsure. It was the first convention back. Everyone was careful. There were less people there. And I think people were edging back into like society. And then this year, you know, it's massive. I was speaking to the guys at Blackpool, record sales. You know, I think we're going to have a record Blackpool. That dealer hall is going to be rammed. People are going to be excited. And the first thing that you see when you go down into that dealer hall, standing right there in front of you, is Magic Box. You're the first stand.
We're lucky to have that pitch, actually. That used to be Colin Rose's pitch.
Oh, really?
And then we got offered that. We're like, oh, would you like to move? I was like, yeah, we'd love to move up there. It's a great place to be. People see you hopefully when they come down the stairs. But then again, that's when they come down the stairs there. There's the new bit now, which is where you do your registrations and stuff. So it's slightly different. But no, I mean, I've been going to Blackpool since I was 15. And I've never missed a single year since 1995.
You're one of the few people that can say legitimately you never missed a year, because in the year that wasn't on, where they did the virtual convention, you were one of the artists that was invited to be a part of the virtual convention. So even when nobody else could be at Blackpool and we virtually, you still were in the Winter Gardens.
I was still there. And I still don't know why I was invited, by the way. I was like, why inviting me for?
Family Entertainer of the Year.
I don't know why I was invited. But yeah, so I've been going since 1995. I've never missed a single year. But all the years just mix into one year. For me, people go, oh, do you remember the year when such and such? I couldn't tell you what year that was. Like, it just mixes into one year for me. But no, I think it will be good this year. Last year was good for us, actually. Last year, 2022 was a good year. And I think it was a good year because there wasn't quite as many dealers. There wasn't quite as many delegates either. But I think because the dealers, it wasn't packed in the dealers hall like it has been previously. I think this year will, like you say, will be different. But no, it's going to be good. And I think because of the last year, I think there's going to be a lot of new stuff this year because people have held on to stuff and they've been developing it. And, you know, a lot of people bring stuff out at Blackpool. So I think this year is going to be a really big year for new releases. I mean, I've been listening to your podcast and there's loads of new stuff I know you've already talked about.
Loads of stuff. And I think that there's going to be a lot of new people coming to Blackpool as well. I mean, so many people found magic during the pandemic and since the pandemic that I think that there's going to be a big percentage. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like 20 or 30% of people that are Blackpool and it's their first convention. Yeah,
that's true. But yeah, Magic Box, we've had a stand. We didn't have the stand the very first year I went. I think it was 96 or 97 when we started having a stand. And it's grew and grew and grew since then. But I mean, one of the strengths of Magic Box, we take a lot of stuff. It's not just our own products. We take everything.
You're one of the few people that do bring. So it's a great stand to go to because a lot of the other stands, it's like we've got these 6 items. I understand why they want to focus on that, but you're like, we're bringing a ton of stuff. Like, it's almost like, and I'm not just saying this, going to your booth at Blackpool is the closest you can get to going into an actual magic shop, because there's an eclectic range of things. It's not just your stuff. It's a lot of the big stuff that's come out through the last year from Murphy's as well.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we have thought about in previous years not taking as much stuff, but you always get people now who kind of, I wouldn't say depend on us, but they come to the stand knowing that we'll probably have something. I mean, we take so much stuff, we don't even display it all. A lot of stuff is in drawers underneath. So if somebody comes up and goes, oh, do you have Quantum Deck by Craig Pate? It might not be on display, but chances are we might have it under the counter in a box. We just try and take a wide selection, a wide range of everything that we can. Everything from decks of cards, books, up to the bigger stage props as well, which we have, a few bits and pieces, to the latest stuff, and then obviously our own latest releases. I mean, there is always certain things that we're pushing, obviously, like other dealers do. We do have a couple of our own things this year. But some other stuff which isn't necessarily ours, but not really anybody else's stocking, because we think it's slipped under the radar. And we've pushed them heavily. But we'll talk about that in a second, I'm sure. But yeah, we will be taking a lot of stuff again, be a big stand.
I'll tell you what, let's start by talking about the stuff that is Magic Box's range that you're taking. Then we'll talk about some of the other things that you're going to be bringing. So obviously, because outside of, for the people that don't know, outside of carrying a lot of the dealer items that you'd see a lot of magic shops carry, Graeme and Magic Box, they have a big range of magic that over the last years that you've released, which is exclusive to Magic Box, completely exclusive. Nobody else can get it. And I've done review show specials on Magic Box in the past. Are you going to be bringing those things? And are you going to have anything new at Blackpool as well?
Yes, we will have all of our exclusive items. Obviously, we'll still have some Michael Murray tricks, like some Between the Lines, the Beyond ASP3 marked ASP cards.
I was speaking to Michael the other day, and he said that they've sold about 20,000 of those Beyond ASP cards now.
It's mental now. Yeah, it's mental. I mean, Murphy's have just took another huge batch of them as well, and they're just one of those things that I think they'll just keep selling forever, because it's just one of those decks of cards that it's like an invisible deck. People just buy them, you use them. Once they're finished, you get rid of them, you buy a new one. So we'll have that full range of stuff. We've got all the range of stuff that we've always had. There's probably surprisingly about 30 different lines that Magic Box have, which are exclusive. Some of them do go through Murphy's as well, and the other dealers sell them as well. But obviously, we will have special deals and stuff on the stand. One of the things that I love and I push, and I think you use these as well, and a few of the pros do, are the raffle tickets.
You know what? I love those. I had a question on the Q&A this week. I don't know if you saw it. Somebody actually said to me, I do this Q&A every Sunday, and somebody said, how can I carry flash paper around with me and carry it so it looks organic rather than just having a little piece of cut off paper in my pocket? And I said to them, you need to go over to Magic Box. You need to get the raffle tickets, the flash paper raffle tickets, because there's no better or more organic way to actually use flash paper than take a raffle ticket out your wallet and job done.
Yeah, I mean, these come perforated as well, so they come in like a pack. There's 100 in here, but they are pre-perforated, so that you literally just take it and it will just tear nicely and become your raffle ticket. Now, I normally like this and I turn it into a coin or a sponge ball, and it's a great opener as well. So you walk up to the table, and I normally say, if anyone corporate, I say, oh, sorry, have you guys bought a raffle ticket yet? Have anybody bought a raffle ticket? Oh, you need to buy a raffle ticket. Then I light it and choose it. Look, you've won a coin. I'll change it into a £2 coin, and then I'll go into a coin routine, very fast coin routine. By this point, it establishes you're the magician. Then I turn around and say, by the way, I'm the magician, in case you wondered. I'm not the Rod Stewart impersonator that some people thought I was over there. And then I start doing, routines. But you can, I just literally have something palmed. I light that flash paper and then produce the coin, the sponge ball, the silk, a ring, a watch, a playing card, whatever it is. But I think it's a great opener, one of the best openers you can do, really. So we'll have those packs of those with us, as well as this new item. So this is brand new. This is an exclusive, Craig.
Really? I'm excited.
It's an exclusive for you. Nobody's seen this. Nobody knows about it. Actually, behind me here, you can see this poster.
Yeah.
This is a trick we produced about 10 or 15 years ago. It's called Family Values by Mark Elsden.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was a great trick, really clever. So we've got a relaunch of that, but it comes much more, much better packaging now. It's much better packaged, and it's just a much better trick. The routine and everything's different on it. And I'll do you a quick demonstration if you want.
I'd love to see this. Yeah.
Let me just pop this down here. Stick the mat here. Can you see that okay?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay,
yeah.
Just there. So I won't bore you with the long drawn out patter, but this is a replica of an old pack of cards dating back to the 1900s, Craig. And it belonged to a family called the Atkins family. And the Atkins family, the story goes that they died in a fire. The fire started in the house, and the wife and daughter got out, but the husband, Frank, died. And this is a replica of that pack of cards. Now, this is the family in question here. This is the Atkins family. So I'll bring right up the camera. You can see Franklin in the photograph here, Isabel and his wife, Mary. And they lived in Hackney. And I'll put the photograph down here so you can see it. And this is a replica to sort of remember the fire that happened at the house, all right? Now, the story goes, and whether you believe this or not, as Frank died in the fire, but Frank was a gambler, and he was a drinker, a bit of a womanizer. You get the general idea. Maybe he neglected his family a little bit. But this is a replica of the pack of cards that he used to use. You can see that they're all different. Now, what's different about these is they've actually got names written on the backs of them. You can see Michael here. There's Nancy, Lawrence, and there's 52 different cards with 52 different names on the backs of them, Craig. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
All different. Now, have you ever heard the term your cards being marked?
No, I haven't, no.
So
I've heard of marked cards, but yeah.
No, so there's a phrase in the Northeast that goes, your card's marked. Your card's been marked, and it was kind of like a fortune telling thing. Now he believed also in fortune telling, Frank, and this is why he wrote the name of everyone's card. He said everybody had their own card, their own lucky card. So he wrote the names of friends and family on the back of every single card in the pack. So every single card has got a name written on the back, right? Now what's going to happen is I'm going to deal these cards down, and you're going to feel compelled to say stop on one.
Okay.
Right, so I'm going to go through them. They've all got different names on the backs of them. You can see clearly they're all different. And just say stop just whenever you feel the urge to, Craig. It's really up to you.
Stop.
Here, the 5, or do you want this 5 or the 7?
No, the 5 of hearts. That's
5
fine.
of hearts, great. I'll pick these up again. You can see these are all different on the backs. The names are all different, but you stopped on the 5 of hearts, right? We're going to also need a name as well, Craig. So I'm going to deal these face down again. You can see that these are all different, and just call out stop.
Stop.
Right here. You sure?
Yeah.
This is weird. You got Eve or you got Agnes, but it's weird you stopped on Frank here, isn't it?
That is very weird, yeah.
That is weird, isn't it? Right. And I was afraid we haven't set this up, right?
No, not at all.
I'm going to put that down on the table. These are all different, by the way. You could have stopped me on any of these. Now, it's really weird that you stopped on Frank because that was his name. I told you that before the trick started. What I didn't tell you is that it said, and whether you believe the story or not, is that Frank's spirit still lives in these cards.
Okay.
You know how I said that Frank had a lucky card?
Yeah.
If I go back to the photograph here, you'll see actually, if I bring it right up the camera, he's actually holding his lucky card in the photo.
Oh, yeah.
You can see closely, it's actually the 3 of hearts.
3 of hearts, yeah.
I know what you think. You think, well, what's that got to do with anything with the cards? But you see, you stopped on these 2 cards and you stopped on Frank. And we didn't set this up, but you stopped on Frank, which was his name.
Yeah.
Not only that, but you stopped right on Frank's actual card. That was his lucky card, the 3 of hearts. You can see it's in the photograph.
No way.
What I didn't tell you about the photograph is actually got a confession written on the back as well. And yeah, I'll read this out for you because you might not be able to read it on the camera, but it says, following years of his womanizing and neglect of his family, I had finally had enough. I started the fire that killed Frank. May God forgive me, Mary Atkins. So actually it was his wife, Mary, who started the fire and killed him. Now you're probably thinking if he was a fortune teller, he wasn't a very good one, right?
Yeah, right.
But maybe he was. You stopped me on the 5 of hearts, which is weird because that actually is Mary.
That's great. That's fantastic. I love that.
Yeah, so, and that's it, basically. So that's it. What's different about this is, compared to the original one didn't come with the sort of the nice cards. the old style cards didn't come with these. It just came with the bicycle deck, and you had to write on the backs yourself with a Sharpie. The method was slightly different in marks. To this one. This is still marks, but the cards are just nicely made. It comes with the photograph, which is all sort of burnt around the edges and stuff.
It looks great. I mean, the whole thing
written on the back. What's cool about it is it also comes with spare photographs. So it comes with blank photographs, so you can write your own thing on the back if you prefer to. It also comes with PDFs, so you can print these off yourself. And you can make up your own story. It doesn't have to be a story about a fire, or it doesn't have to be sinister as this. And the cards they're nicely made. It's ready to go out the box. It's self-working. But yeah, it's a really cool.
That's really great.
Cool little thing.
That's really, really good. And an instant reset, if it's what I'm thinking it is, an instant reset. Yeah. You just put the cards back in the yeah.
The tutorial's about half an hour or so. Daniel Dorian Johnson, Mr. Freaks on it. He has a totally different way of presenting it. Actually, he has a really great way of forcing the cards as well, which is even, I think, is better than this. But you have to be here in person to choose the card. So it comes with a few different ideas, a few different concepts for presentations. One of the other ideas is that we have in the instructions is that there's actually a print of an old newspaper clipping, which is a clipping of the newspaper story that Mary actually killed him and she's on trial. So Mary actually is getting done for the murder, and that's a newspaper clipping which you have in the box. And you talk about that this is an old deck of cards, and he has a newspaper clipping from the early 1900s with a story. We'll come back to that later, and that's your prediction. So yeah, so that's good. That's out at Blackpool.
That's brilliant. I put one of those aside for me. That's amazing. I love that. That's so good.
I think it's definitely workable. I mean, if I was going to work it, I probably wouldn't do that presentation. And maybe it's Halloween.
There's a lot of people that have those story-based presentations. That the nice thing is it's adaptable, but I could see that working for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's very adaptable. Yeah, so that's cool. So
that presentation is great for Halloween as well. People are always wanting to theme stuff to Halloween.
Tom here has his own little theatre called the Magic Corner, which I'm sure
a Magic Corner. It's great.
He was using that over the Halloween period in the Magic Corner. It's just a nice thing to get people around and do, and it's kind of cool for that. So that's our sort of main release, Magic Box release, and then obviously we have some other stuff which I'd love to show. I can't actually dem this. But this is something we've pushed for a long time, which I know you've got this. It's Duality.
Yes, this is incredible. I'm doing a review show special on Magic Boxing the next couple of weeks, and we're going to be including that on it.
So Duality will be doing I'll be demming this everywhere I go, because this is like one of my go-to everyday things. I just do that. I would dem it for you now, but my camera's actually on the stand. My phone, sorry, I'm using as the camera. Otherwise, I'd do a demonstration for you. I did this at the Criss Cross convention a few months ago, and I did it for Franz Harari, and it blew him away. Didn't know how it worked. And bearing in mind, he's the guy that does all the video stuff at the moment on big screens and stuff like that. And he says, actually, at Fridays, he says, I don't know how it works.
That's great. That's awesome.
Which I thought was really good. But it's such a great thing. If you don't know it, you basically get somebody to think of a number between 1 and 100. This is one of the presentations. You get somebody to think of a number between 1 and 100. You bring your phone out and you say, look, I've got a video here, which I made last week. And you play the video. I have a video of my son, Sebastian, who's 6 years old. And I said, look, you can see he's been drawn loads of stuff. And you give the person the phone if you want. And they can hold the phone, they watch the video. And in the video, he's drawn pictures and he opens a book and the number they were thinking of is on the page on the book. What's great about it, it's great. It's a real video. It's real organic. The video can be shared. So once you finish, I can share the video with the person I've just shown it to, so they get to keep the video. But we have a version for Blackpool Santa Claus. So imagine this. Right, this is what all dealers say, right, in the ad copy. Imagine this. Picture this. That's what they all say, right?
They do, yeah.
Seriously, picture this, a Santa Claus. So I say to you, Craig, I said, you know, when you were younger, did you ever have a toy that you didn't get? Or maybe a toy that you did get was the most awesome toy, the best thing you ever got at Christmas? Don't tell me what it is, just think of it. Because I've got this special video and I bring my phone out and I play the video. And in the video, there's Santa Claus. And Santa Claus, ho, 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 ho. hello, I remember you when you were just a little child. I remember the toy that you had. I remember what it is. And he opens the book. He's got a book in the video, and he opens the book, and there's a picture of the toy that you were thinking of. And it can be anything, any toy, anything.
Holy crap. That's amazing.
So that's Duality Pro. So there's two versions, the Duality Lite and Duality Pro. I know you've got the Pro version. The Lite version you can only do numbers with, so any number between 1 and 100. But the Pro version, you can do anything. It can be any picture, a word, it doesn't matter, anything. So I think the Santa Claus thing, and anybody who comes to the stand and buys Duality Pro from us will get that video included free. And we'll even set it up for them on the stand. So you can have that video ready to go on our stand, ready to go. And that's Duality Lite and Duality Pro. We'll be demoing that loads at the convention.
Well, yeah, I know that you use that all the time. It's absolutely amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, that's going to be super, because you had that for the first year at Blackpool.
We did. We had it. Yeah, we had it last year. Last year was the first year. It came out in sort of came out in late 2021 was when it was getting developed with Cobra Magic. It's a Cobra Magic effect. But it's great. It's Prevision, but much cheaper than Prevision. If anybody doesn't know Prevision, it's the one that's used a lot on TV shows and stuff. But it's on your phone, and you can set it up like within minutes. You can set it up. I know it's an app. Everyone goes, oh, an app. Oh, I don't really like apps. I hate apps. Hate app magic.
I love app magic.
I hate app magic, right? But this, love Duality. And it's one of those things I'm passionate about because I use it. You're the same. If it's something you physically use, then you're passionate about it.
Exactly.
And if you're passionate about it, you know what I mean, then you love demoing it. You love doing it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's the same with the next thing I'm going to show you, the Infinity Watches as well. But I love doing Duality. But yeah, so there's two different ones. There's Duality Lite, Duality Pro. You can buy the Lite version, and then you can upgrade to the Pro at a later date. So what I normally say to people, look, if you're not sure, it is, it's not a cheap app to buy. So buy the Lite version, go and play with it at the Winter Gardens, or go and mess about with it for the next few weeks. If you really like it, then you can upgrade to the Pro, and you just pay the difference between the two. So buy the Lite to start with, and then upgrade later on. I guarantee you will want to upgrade though. You'll buy the Lite and go, wow, this is good. And then you'll want to do the Pro version. Yeah, it's a really great thing to do.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and anyone watching this, go over and deb it, because however good it sounds on this video, it's 20 times better when you see it done live by somebody who knows what they're doing, like Graeme.
Yeah. It's really great. And then there's probably one other thing that we're going to push at Blackpool, and it's these, which I've talked about recently.
The Infinity Watch 3. Oh, you there? There you are.
You doing a review on these?
Yeah, me and Ryland reviewed it. It's actually, we gave it 100%. Ryland gave it 120%. It's Ryland's everyday carry. If you ever see, when you see Ryland at the convention at Blackpool, of course, he'll come over and say hi. I'm sure he will. He will have one of those on his wrist. This is his everyday carry. He has that everywhere. It's amazing. It basically just allows you to do incredible mentalism just with something that's on your wrist.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be totally honest, and I say this to most people. I don't wear this as everyday carry. I don't wear it every day. If anybody knows me, they'll know that I am a worker, a close-up worker generally. So I'll have this in my close-up case. I mean, I haven't got it on now. As you can see, I'm wearing a different watch. But I would literally go to my show. This is in my close-up case. Take this watch off, chuck it in my close-up case, put this one on, ready to go. And at the end of the gig, I'll swap watches back again. The only reason I don't wear it every day is it's not the sort of watch that I would wear. Also, I don't want to wear the battery out because I use it that often. I mean, I've used mine now two and a bit years, and the battery has run out in the watch. I've just changed it actually, so it's that easy to do. But
and the other thing is, you're talking about close up, but this is the sort of thing that you can do really well on stage. This can be a great stage item as well.
Yeah, you can do it on stage. You can do it. Let me just grab it. Yeah. This is the actual watch. This is my actual one here.
Yeah, it looks so realistic.
I've got the silver with the black face. This is the one I use, and that's the remote control for it there. I'm not giving anything away here because in the demo it does show you everything in the trailer. It's the best version on the market, but not only is it the best version on the market, it's the cheapest. It's the cheapest one. And it never misses. So if you you know, if you're a worker, it works 100% of the time, never misses, and you don't have to take the back of this off to turn it on and off. I don't need to go into it with you; you already know. But for the people sort of watching, a lot of the other versions, Gel Mirinda had a really nice one which I loved, where you had to take the back off, take your battery, put the battery in, plug it in, put the back on every time you used it and didn't use it. To turn the watch off, you had to unscrew the back, unplug the battery, and then put the back. It was a hassle. Also, Gel Mirinda's didn't have a screen on it. This one actually has a screen on it. So when you turn this on, it actually tells you the percentage of the battery in both of the units as well.
It's
and when
amazing.
you want to turn it off, you just turn the remote off. That's it. And it disconnects from the watch, and that's it. So then you just put it back in your close-up case and you're ready to go. So for anybody who doesn't know what the effect is, who's watching this, essentially you take your watch off, you say, look, I'm going to set the watch to a time. You set the watch to a time, you give it to the spectator, they put it in the hand, you get them to name any time. When they turn the watch over, the watch is set at that exact time. That's it. It's as simple as that.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Great bit of kit. So we've got some of those. Again, we've got loads of electronic type stuff this year. So a lot of the Murphys, we have like mental die, we have like color match, we'll have the watches and, you know, some other electronic type stuff. But we'll be doing special deals at Blackpool on everything as well.
And you're one of the only places, I remember just before the pandemic, the 2020 Blackpool, I was booked to do the Bear Pit. And I realised I forgot a deck of cards. And there's not a single bloody dealer in Blackpool that sells playing cards. It's like, you know, how can we be in the world's largest magic convention? And I was like, where am I going to get playing cards from? And then I saw Magic Box, and you had the biggest range of cards and gaffs and everything. And I'm like, this is what I need. You know, you have some really nice speciality cards as well, don't you?
Yeah, we're bringing a lot of cards this year again. We've got loads of different all different styles. We've got Murphy's cards, Penguin cards, Theory 11 cards, all of them, Illusionist cards. We get them from all over the place. So yeah, we'll have a big selection of playing cards this year as well on the stand, which we normally do.
That's amazing. That's brilliant. I can't wait to come out. First of all, I'm going to be picking up the new card routine that you showed me. It's brilliant. I love it. But also, it's just going to be great to see some of the new stuff that's come out that I've missed, because I know that a lot of it's going to be on Magic Box. And that's what I always say to people, go over to Magic Box as one of your first dealers, because you're going to see a lot of stuff that you're not going to see on any other stand, because they're all going to be bringing out exclusive items, and you're going to have a big eclectic range, massive booth, loads of different stuff on it. And that's what we want to see, right?
We might even have like a new Craig Petty trick, apparently. So
really, wow.
Yeah, there's a new Craig Petty thing, which I love, which is amazing, really good. Might even have that.
Oh, there you go. Well, I tell you what, I'll come over and dem it on your stand. Brilliant.
Don't say that, because I'll be coming to find you.
Dragging me over there. I don't mind. I'll come and do half an hour. Awesome. Graeme, it's brilliant. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to come up and see you at Magic Box again. It's the people here that are watching this, if you're in the UK and you get a chance to go up to Newcastle, go and check out Magic Box, because it's such a cool magic shop up the stairs, and then there's so much stuff, and then you go around the other side and you've got
I'll give you a quick tour. I'll give you just a quick look around. Look, so this is we're sat at my desk here. You can see all the pictures on the wall here of the different things. But if I give you a quick look at the shop,
look at that. But then behind those black curtains, there's another space twice as big with illusions and all sorts of stuff. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I'll quickly show you, just so that, let me turn the camera around so you can see.
Wow, we're getting an impromptu tour here. This is amazing.
Let's give you a quick look. Got loads of sign posters and various different things, and then we go through here into the Magic Box Theatre.
This is amazing.
Some illusions and bits and pieces here, some old stuff, and then in here we have our little theatre.
This is just so cool. Honestly, it's so cool. This is just like the best.
And we have in here we'll have the Newcastle Magic Circle meeting here. We'll have the junior club meeting here. We have projection, we have lights, sound system. We can sit about 60 people in here. So we have our own sort of public shows and stuff as well, lectures. Actually, you know what? We don't have a Craig Petty picture. You've never done a lecture here, so maybe we need to. These are all the different people who've done lectures here at the shop.
I would be honoured to come and do a lecture for you
So
guys.
we need to get you. These are all different lecturers that we've had. So we do need to get you to come and lecture, and then we can get you on the. We can get you on the wall of fame over there.
I'd love that.
So there's a little mini tour for you there.
Sure, as well. Graeme, thank you so much for showing us what's going to be happening at Magic Box this year. I can't wait to see you at Blackpool. If anybody's watching this, go straight over to Magic Box and also go and join your mailing list, because you put some great. One thing that I found that you guys do, because I get your mails, obviously, is you're regularly promoting stuff that I've never seen anyone like. I'm quite well read, but like you'll be sending me emails about this trick, and I'm like, I've never even heard of that before. Like you'll be promoting like this old hidden gem, and I'm like, wow, where did that come from? Never even heard that. So it's really worth getting on your mailing list as well.
No, thanks. Yeah, we try to do that. It's not for us. It's not just all about the brand newest thing. There's so much new stuff out there, or even not new stuff that people have missed, goes under people's radars. Which I know you've talked about before. Magicians just haven't even seen them because it hasn't been the latest thing to be pushed. And they're like, wow, it's really. So yeah, we do that as well. So it's get on the mailing list.
Awesome. Graeme, you're absolutely amazing. Love you to bits. And I cannot wait to see you guys at Blackpool.
I love you too, Craig. But yeah, look forward to seeing you at Blackpool and come and see the stand. We'll have some great deals.
Amazing. Guys, leave a comment down below. Let Magic Box know what you think. And I'll see you at Blackpool. So it is the run up to the Blackpool Magic Convention 2023. And this is promising to be the biggest Blackpool yet. And this week I have been interviewing the movers, the shakers, the guys in the dealer booths, the people that are there selling the latest and greatest tricks to you guys. And I've been speaking to them about what they've got coming up, getting you guys hyped up, ready for Blackpool. Well, I have with me today somebody who's no stranger to Magic TV. I've interviewed him before. I have openly said many, many times he is one of my favorite magicians. I recently just reviewed Picture Consequences, which Ryland gave one of the highest ratings ever, for good reason, because it's a brilliant trick. Everything this man turns out is a worker. It's commercial. It's brilliant, just like he is. I am, of course, talking about the legend himself, the one and only Joel Dickinson. How you doing, Joel? You all right?
Hey, mate. Yeah, honestly, I don't know how I'm going to live up to that.
You know, you're smashing it.
No,
somebody asked me a question on the channel the other day. I did a Q&A. And somebody said, what's the best rubber band routine you've ever seen? And I said, without question, Joel Dickinson's linking rubber band routine. But everything,
thank you, mate.
It's true, mate. Everything that you bring out is a worker, but also everything that you bring out, not only is it a worker and it's practical because it's come from your head and you're a worker, but also you can't pin you down. You know, it's so many different. There's a card trick, then there's a rubber band trick, then there's a mentalism trick, then there's this, then there's that. It's not like you've got one niche. You do everything.
Yeah, I reckon so. Thank you. I've got a lot of experience over the years of being in different environments when heading out performing. So I think like sometimes a lot of my stuff is created through necessity, and also what you just said, wanting to have something that's different to keep it interesting for myself when I'm creating things.
And obviously this year you're going to be at Blackpool. You're going to have your booth, and you're going to have a ton of stuff on there. I want to briefly talk about what you're going to have on the booth, and also if we can. I'm going to be doing a review on this a little bit later on, but if we could briefly talk about your Patreon, because obviously people coming over there can also sign up to your Patreon when they're on the stand as well. So there's a lot going on, right? So let's start with the tricks. Let's start with the tricks. What have you got on sale? What's happening at the booth?
Okay, cool. So Northern Miracles for me it's only around about a year old. So what I really wanted to do, rather than just bringing out new releases for Blackpool, I want to take my material to to Blackpool so people can watch me perform it and see exactly how I kind of work it. So with regards to brand new releases, everything actually that I'm doing is pretty much new anyway.
Mhm.
So yeah, there aren't any actual set specific new. Well, there's one. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, everything's pretty much new anyway. And I know that a lot of the people who are going to be at Blackpool have not seen my stuff because, as I say, Northern Miracles is pretty new. So yeah, I'm going to be bringing along a big variety of routines. And the one thing that you've just said is probably the thing that I haven't really thought about, is that everything is different. So yeah, good kind of thinking with that. Do you want me to show it? Well, I'm not going to show you the tricks, but I can tell you about what I'm going to have.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about what you're going to have on there.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll leave picture consequences till last because I know you were talking, you reviewed it. But it's one thing that I'm bringing along is this. It's called Flip Out.
Okay.
And I like routines with invisible objects. I don't know if you have ever seen a routine by Francis Minotti with an invisible coin and then it becomes real. That was always one kind of routine that he performed that really captivated me. And over the years, I've created like a big variety of routines with invisible objects. And this is a routine with an invisible object. You don't get an invisible object. What you get is a physical thing. That'd be that'd be a scam, right? But basically what this is, it's a method. There are three, well, actually, yeah, there are three different things that you reveal. So it's a 50-50 concept with an invisible coin, right?
Oh.
So I give you an invisible coin and you flip the coin in the air and you have a look to see what your imaginary coin has landed on. And then I can tell you with absolute certainty, and there is no process, there's no unusual kind of things with cards or anything like that. I can tell you what you have just flipped every single time, if you flipped heads or if you flipped tails. And I'm right. Yeah. But then it goes even further, right? Because you introduce this little question at the beginning, and the question is, will you flip heads or will you flip tails? And you place that card down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I ask you to flip this imaginary coin and I tell you what you've just flipped. And then I can show you that I actually predicted it ahead of time by revealing the prediction on the other side of the card, right? But now, do you remember right at the beginning, I showed you the question? It said, will you flip heads or tails?
Yeah.
Well, when you look close at it and you look closer, I don't even have to touch it. It stays on the table. When you look close, it actually says you will flip heads, not tails. Or it will say you will flip tails, not heads, whatever it is that that person's flipped.
That's
so
killer.
It is. It's like there are a lot of routines, you know, that are like 50-50 based. Like I don't know, a routine with two boxes and one's got money in and one hasn't, and you always get it right. Well, with this, you can put money down as well. And if you want to put money down on this to say to your participant that, you know, I'm so confident I'm going to guess what it is, then what you can actually do as well, once you've revealed what they're thinking of, that you predicted it, then how you influence them with the you will pick heads not tails bit, you can then say, well, this money always belonged to me because on the other side of it, it says tails.
Wow.
And then you keep on to that, so you're going to hit them 4 times. And it's like, it's honestly, like, I'm looking forward to you coming over to the table so I can show you it. It's really strong.
Sounds like sort of the sort of trick that's going to really pack small and play big, like very little from the point of view from pocket management, right?
It does. That's exactly why I kind of came up with it, just to either like fit it in your wallet or fit it in your pocket or something like that. You've got these cards here.
Beautiful. That looks great.
Yeah, they are. They're really, really nice. I don't want to open it up because I don't want to expose anything, but yeah, I probably just revealed the instructions on the back there, but whatever. Yeah, so that's one of them that I'm and this has been recently updated as well. I released this at the beginning of last year, and again I've already kind of updated it with an extra little touch that just improves it and makes it that little bit bigger and better, you know.
Right.
Then there's this is Soul Snatcher.
Okay, I don't think I've heard of this one.
Yeah, this is basically, and this is another one that I'm just so excited to get on my table, really, and have magicians coming over, because they're going to be pointing at something going, what's this? And then when I show them it, they're going to be going, what the beep? You know, it's like, but I'll tell you what it is anyway. Basically, you have somebody pick a card and sign it. And then instantly you can point to your shoe, you slip your shoe off, you pick it up with empty hands, you show that, and you tip the shoe up, and a playing card drops out, you remove it, and it's their card. And it's a folded card.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. It's got extra touches as well. It goes back to the 80s. I think from memory, it goes back to 1985. Sorry, I'm burping there because of the coffee. It goes back to 1985 by Joe Given. He released a card to shoe, and I basically came up with something that wasn't the same, but it shared similarities. So now what I do is, for anybody who purchases this, I send half of the money straight over to Joe. So, you know, Joe gets half the money basically, because I feel like it's a really closely related method. But what I've come up with is totally independent and totally different. But ultimately, both methods are really close, but really, really strong. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, man, it's literally just somebody picks a card, they sign it, you take your shoe off, you tip a card out, and it's their signed card. You know.
Wow. I mean, the applications of that are just ridiculous. The end of an ambitious card routine, a mystery card plot, you know, the end of like a multiple selection style thing. I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, but you can do money. So as an example, you could borrow a £20 note, fold the £20 note up. You could have them sign it if you wanted to. You fold the £20 and it becomes a piece of paper that says, I owe you £20. And then in your shoe, boom, you tip out this little bit of this £20 note, and it's their signed £20 note. You can have little envelopes with question marks on them and pull out predictions and things like that. But the method is, it's so fooling. It's whenever I lecture with this, it's like trick photography. It really is. It's like this, whoa, what the hell? You know, it's a really, really good moment. And it's clean. It's like super clean.
I'm guessing it's kind of like a very near instant reset. Is that
instant,
right?
Instant. The moment you put your shoe back on, it's reset. And the really cool thing as well is that it's honestly comfortable. It's not like some uncomfortable gimmick in your shoe or anything like that. It's just, there's absolute no problems of it whatsoever.
That's amazing. That's brilliant. And does it? Are there any restrictions when it comes to shoes, or will any shoes work?
Yeah. Only like subtle restrictions. If you wear boots, the only real restriction if you're wearing like a boot is the fact that you've got to kind of look into it, if you see what I mean, and
got you.
Show it that little bit clearer. But if you're wearing like standard shoes or trainers, then no problem at all. I wouldn't do it in flip-flops though.
Good advice. Good advice. That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
But the really cool thing about it is this: when the card drops out, that card is loose and that card is in there. So you can shake it around, you can show it, it's there. It's like, and then the second you pick it out at your fingertips, it's their signed card, you know, so.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's really nice. I absolutely love it. Yeah, and then Picture Consequences, which you've just told me you've already reviewed.
I've never been so fooled in my life. I watched Harry
Really?
Nine do that on the Alakazam socials, and I had no idea. I couldn't even come up with I was watching it with Ryland, and I said, Ryan, if you put me in a room and told me to come up with that, I wouldn't even know how to do it. Like that, it just fooled me so bad. And I love it. It's the sort of thing. What I like about it is it's relatable. Even though there's no such thing as Picture Consequences, it looks like the sort of game that you would have as a kid.
Yeah.
When we were looking at it, Ryland's sister Thea was like, "Hey, you've took one of my things." She actually thought it was one of her
No way.
from her toy box. Yeah, like it was.
Wow.
So it's relatable. It's an object that everybody knows what it is, and it's also one of those close-up things that works for kids, works for adults, works for everybody. You know, it's just cool.
Yeah,
Joel, really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I was kind of worried about it initially because my concern was that magicians would think that this is something for kids, but it's not. It's been designed to look like it should belong to children or in a family box set or something along those lines. And it's just something that you, the magician, has picked up and figured something out with, you know. That's how I would personally kind of present it if I was coming in at it as something new. It's just this, you know, this little thing that I've had lying around, and let me show you this, you know, because it is, at the end of the day, it is based on an old game. Like, it's an existing, you know, recognizable thing, as you say. So, and a lot of work and a lot of effort's gone into it to make sure that it does reflect that as well. Like, even the instructions are made like with the actual GSM and paper type from games. I had to speak to a company called, you've probably heard of them, Ivory, and they helped me do the research just on the instructions, because I didn't want to kind of hand the instructions to somebody and somebody goes, hang on a minute, this isn't a game or anything. I wanted all the little details to be as true and accurate as I possibly could, you know. So
what I love about it is it's self-contained in the little box. You take it out, you do the thing, you put everything back in, it's reset, ready to go again. It's great.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. And I'm glad Ryland enjoyed it as well. That's fantastic.
So those are going to be the three things that you've got there.
Yeah.
Can we also talk about your Patreon? Because you set, and me and Lloyd talked about this on the Magic podcast last week. You are setting the world on fire with your new membership site. Everybody's raving about it. Everyone's loving it. People are saying how much amazing content is in there. Let's talk about that. We don't want to talk about it too much because I'm doing a review show on it soon, because I really want people to know about it. But let's spend a couple of minutes talking about it, because they can sign up to that at the booth, can't they, as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that's the other thing. I've got more routines than this that I'm bringing, but I just wanted to show you a couple of these. Obviously, I've got another couple of products that will be there that people can pick up. But more importantly, the one thing, as you just said, that I do want to be talking about is the Miracle Studio, which is my Patreon. And I'll be bringing routines along and basically performing them, letting people get a full kind of experience of the routines and the type of material that I'm creating and putting onto the Miracle Studio. And and then if people like what they see, they're more than welcome to then sign up to the Miracle Studio and learn the routines, you know. And it's a library that's built in, and yeah, there's a lot of strong content on there at the moment. So yeah.
That's amazing. That's absolutely brilliant. That's
Oh,
fantastic. So one last question I've been asking every single deal of this, I'm going to ask you as well. When people come up to your booth, if they love everything, like I'm sure they will, are there deals to be done on the day, Mr. Dickinson?
Yes, absolutely, man. Yeah. If people, you know, at the end of the day, if people see a variety and a multitude of things, I mean, I'm happy, like, just to help, you know. And if people want a discount on things and they're buying a couple of different things, of course, man, I'll always help people out. So yeah, absolutely. If anybody wants any kind of discounts on multiple buys, then yeah, of course, man, I'm more than happy to. Yeah.
That's awesome. Joel, this is going to be an amazing Blackpool, and I know your booth is going to be rammed, because the stuff that you have is what magicians want. Super practical, super commercial, nice and easy to do as well. There's nothing that you bring out that's like knuckle busting. You know, you're not going to need to spend 6 years locked in a room to just try and do the first phase. It's stuff that you can take home, you can learn it, you can do it, because it's really well structured, really well designed. And I know that your trip to Blackpool is going to be super successful.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Well, obviously you're going to be at Blackpool, but are you going to be at a stand, or are you going to be milling around this year?
I'm going to be floating. I've got a stand, but my Matt is going to be on the stand. I'm going to be on there as well a bit, but I'm also going to be on the Alakazam stand, because I've got a couple of things coming out through Alakazam, and
cool.
I'm going to be floating around on the Penguin stand and stuff. So I'm going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
Excellent. Then Ryland is going to be on the Alakazam stand. He's got his first trick coming out through Alakazam, so he's going to be demoing that. So.
Oh wow, man! Oh, brilliant. When's that going to be coming out?
Well, it's launched at Blackpool, and then I think they're doing a live launch on it the following month. So.
Excellent. Oh man, I can't wait to see that. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there, mate. And if I don't get to see you at the stand, I'll see Matt and say hello to Matt.
I'll be on the stand at some point, definitely.
Yeah, cool.
So I think we're near each other as well. I don't think we're too far away from each other. So.
Oh, brilliant! Even better then. Excellent.
So yeah, do me a favour, drop it down below. Tell everyone the website address for the people that can't come to Blackpool that want to pick this stuff up. You obviously sell everything online. Where do they go to join the Patreon? Where do they go to pick up any of these things that if they're not going to be at Blackpool?
Yeah, cool. You can head to northernmiracles.com, and there you can find all my list of products. And if you want some information on the Miracle Studio and you want to join that, just head to themiraclestudio.co.uk. And that is it, basically.
There you go. Nice and easy. So, guys, let Joel know down below what you think. I'm sure that we're going to see you at Blackpool. But Joel, one more time, thank you so much for jumping on. I know how busy you are prepping for Blackpool, so thank you.
Well, I think my thanks and my gratitude goes to you, especially for all the effort and genuinely, like, the amount of stuff that you do over the years, man. It hasn't just been this year. The amount of effort that you put in to Magic and your videos, I absolutely love them, Craig. And just keep doing what you're doing, because I genuinely love it, mate.
Thanks,
so keep
mate.
going. Yeah,
thanks very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, buddy. I will see you at Blackpool. I'll be the one buying you a drink.
Oh, I'll be buying you a drink too. We'll get drunk together.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
Hey. Oh, thank you, Craig. Nice
No
to
problem.
talk to you.
Nice to speak to you as well, mate. Guys, leave a comment down below and I will be back again soon with another video. On behalf of Joel Dickinson, we will see you at Blackpool Magic Convention 2023.
Bye.